Hey folks, I'm Randy Daly, co-founder and chief product officer at DemandSage. And today I'm going to be showing you some ways that you can use Google Sheets to get the most out of HubSpot. In this talk, I'll show you how to take your existing spreadsheet-based reports and automate them. I'll show you how you can easily build your own highly customized reports. And lastly, I'll show you where you can find a template gallery full of pre-built reports that answer tons of your sales and marketing questions out of the box and are made just for HubSpot. But before I dive in, let's quickly talk about the spreadsheet. Now, many of us have a love hate relationship with the spreadsheet. On the one hand, they're limitlessly powerful and flexible. You can build almost anything. And in particular, they're really fantastic for things like reporting on data or analyzing data through manipulating and pivoting it, or simply just blending data from different sources side by side. But there are things that aren't so great about the spreadsheet. You get in there, you've got to export your data from HubSpot, you've got to import the CSV. And then when you go to begin your analysis, you have to sort of start from scratch and build everything from the ground up. And if you haven't memorized all the advanced formulas, that user experience can be a little bit challenging. And then once you finally complete your analysis, it becomes out of date almost immediately, sort of a static snapshot of the world. But there is good news. And that good news is that in 2020, you don't need to deal with those drawbacks because software can now make your life a lot easier and reduce friction, helping make spreadsheets both powerful and easy. In particular, DemandSage is a completely free solution that takes Google Sheets and transforms it into what I call a connected spreadsheet. And what connected spreadsheet really means is that DemandSage takes the spreadsheet and it turbocharges it with quality of life features like automatic HubSpot data sync, smart no-code formulas and building blocks that you can use to build your own reports, and as well as pre-made reports that you can use to automate that analysis that might have otherwise taken you a while. And the best part is DemandSage is completely free for HubSpot customers. So with that, let's get into it. Now, the first thing I want to show you is this add-ons menu within Google Sheets. And this is where third parties can plug into Sheets and extend its functionality with things like modal windows or sidebars or custom formulas. So as I click into this, you'll see that I've got a bunch of add-ons installed. I've got DemandSage for HubSpot, Google Analytics, which is another fantastic free add-on. And what you'll notice here is there is this Get Add-ons button. And as I press that, you'll be brought to essentially an app store for these Google Sheets extensions. And if I were to type DemandSage into this box, I can locate DemandSage and I can install it from here. These add-ons typically take about 5 minutes to install. And with DemandSage, you'll be guided through an experience where you authorize HubSpot and authorize Google Sheets to begin. Once you've set up DemandSage, you'll see a sheet that looks something like this. And this is sort of a cover sheet that describes what our product does. With number one, you've got our pre-configured reports where you can generate new tabs here that map to different reports with the click of a button. And with number two, we have an experience where you can use a menu-driven sidebar to build your own tables to get exactly the data that you want. So let's begin with the Browse Library function here. As I click this, we will generate a modal. And on the left-hand side here, you'll see that we have reports that span a number of different personas rather, but also a number of different sophistication levels. For example, we have basic reports like the email campaigns report or content performance or form submissions. And these reports really just generate tables of data that you can already get in HubSpot, but we bring it into Google Sheets along with all of your metrics so that you can easily build reports on top of it or manipulate it or have access in Sheets. Separately, though, we also have more advanced reports like our win-loss analysis or our conversion drivers report, where we, for example, look to tell you what traits about a company actually predict whether they will turn into customers or not. So with any of these reports, as you click into them, you'll see on the top right that we have this Get button. And when I press the Get button, we will sync this report into the workbook, and you'll have that reporting template ready to go. So as I kind of come back to our workbook here, On the bottom here, you'll see that I've staged a bunch of reports that we'll quickly look through. And these will demonstrate some of the different things that you can do, different ways you can get value. So the first report here is my favorite, and it is the KPI dashboard report. And the gist is pretty simple. We're taking your existing HubSpot data, but we're doing something that's very common in a lot of companies, and we are organizing it in terms of monthly or weekly performance. So right now I have my report configured with new contacts, new leads, new MQLs, sort of these default lifecycle stages that are associated with HubSpot companies. But sort of the anatomy of a report here is that I can easily modify this to include whatever metrics I want. So as I scroll down here a little bit, I will go to one of these dropdowns, and in these dropdowns, you'll see that we populate this with a whole bunch of available metrics, from MQLs to SQLs to the number of deals created. And if you're looking at this report so far and you're saying, hey, this looks great, but my company doesn't use the default HubSpot lifecycle stages, for example, no problem, because Demand Sage can work around this by letting you use smart lists to track sort of contacts or deals or companies and how they evolve over time. So if I go back into this dropdown here, you'll see that not only do we have a number of metrics that you can select out of the box, and as you select them, we auto-populate these charts. But additionally, what we will do is we will suck in all of your smart lists. So if I wanted to create a smart list that has some custom business logic that tracks how I want custom to think about sort of contacts in my funnel or my lifecycle stage, I can absolutely set up those smart lists. And in this case, I will go ahead and pull this CMO VP Marketing Brand 2 smart list. So as I pull this, you'll see that we populate the data over time. In this case, it looks like this list has been relatively static over time. But if it were changing or growing, we'll go ahead and we'll show you that list growing or shrinking over time. So by taking this smart list functionality, you can actually back into quite a bit in terms of tracking your metrics and exactly the growth of forms or contacts or whatever else you might want to. And if you're saying, this is great, but I'd like to extend it even further with my own custom metrics, maybe things outside of HubSpot, you're in luck. Because in this reporting template, we also provide an experience where you can import manual metrics. So if I scroll down here, I'll see that because I entered that information in the right format below, I can now take completely third-party information and I can render it inside this unified KPI report to serve as sort of a company dashboard. Very cool. So the next report I'd like to show you is something that we call the Source Explorer. And the Source Explorer lets you look at sort of the default attribution buckets that HubSpot gives you and how those are related to downstream conversion metrics. So for example, in this report, I can see that amongst the traffic that I acquired directly, it generated 946 leads, 1,000 contacts, and $3 million, in fact, in downstream opportunities. If I look in column E here, we'll see that with this particular set of demo data, we don't actually track SQLs. That's not part of the funnel lifecycle, but we do track MQLs. So by going into this dropdown, I can look at a whole bunch of alternative metrics. And as I select MQLs, if you are looking closely, what you'll see is that we updated the sheet in line with your new data. So this gives you a one-stop experience where you can select exactly the rows you want, exactly the columns you want, sort of build a report from there. But let's say I want to dig in a little bit further. I want to look at my, let's say, paid social campaigns. But perhaps I want to look at them a level deeper. So instead of sort of using the any option in the drill down, let's say I select Facebook here. I'll select any here. Now, what you'll see in row 13 is that we're tracking all of your paid social overall, whether that is LinkedIn, Facebook, and sort of the downstream conversion metrics. But if I wanted to just be able to quickly eyeball that against different campaigns, different sources I'm running, such as paid social, but filtered only to Facebook, I can absolutely do that. I can narrow down. I can have a whole bunch of campaigns here, narrowed down exactly as far as I want to. I can quickly eyeball how they compare in terms of these downstream metrics. The next report I'd like to quickly show is the conversion analysis report that shows you how different quarterly cohorts converted downstream in the funnel. And this cohort view is interesting, but where the real power here is, again, lies in the extensibility of the platform. So if I go into this dropdown, you'll see that we can actually look at this report broken down by a whole bunch of dimensions. And this includes all the dimensions associated with your HubSpot company and deals, as well as custom properties that you may have included on your own. So if I go ahead and I want to look at country and region, for example, I can see that the region that actually converts best historically is Taiwan, whereas tied for last have quite a few regions, who have never converted. Again, sort of a report that goes a little bit beyond what you can get in HubSpot. So the last thing I'd like to show here is our report builder. So if I go ahead and press this build a report button, what you'll see is we pop open this sidebar here. And this looks something like the pivot table builder that you may be familiar with. And the way it works is that you can select an entity within HubSpot, whether that be companies, deals, contacts, or things like engagements or forms. And then we'll let you select sort of the rows and columns associated with that entity that you'd like to run a report on. So, for example, if I wanted to run a report that showed me the companies created within HubSpot grouped by their original attribution source, for example, I could go to this group rows functionality. I could browse this. I'll go ahead and type in source here and select original source type. So, don't worry too much about the particulars, but let me go ahead and press this insert table button. And you'll see what we generated here was the companies created grouped by their attribution source. And this report is actually generated by this fancy formula here that describes exactly the way that we want the data presented. And some of the benefit here is that this is completely modular. So if I want to move this table around or cut and paste it to a different sheet, I can do that. It'll remain up to date, updated each night automatically. So let's build a report that's a little bit more interesting, however. Let's take this report, and what if we only wanted to look at it for companies that were created in the last 7 months? I can go ahead and apply a filter that looks at only the last 7 months. And we're doing some interesting stuff with rows here, but what if I wanted to look at this over time, month over month? Then perhaps I would say that I'd like to group columns by the create date of that company. Let me set that to monthly. So if I go ahead and I insert this new table, you'll hopefully see what you're expecting here, where we are looking at the new companies grouped by the create date of the company and also grouped by the attribution source of the company. Now, this is just a quick example. There's a lot of flexibility here where you can do multiple groupings of rows or columns or multiple filters. Quite a bit of power here. We have other videos on our YouTube channel which explain a little bit more about how to get into the details here. But the short version is you can create the raw tables here, which you can then extend with your own views or build your own pivots or filters, such on top of it. And these sort of create the raw building blocks that you can use to build more comprehensive reports. So with that said, I hope that gives you a little bit of color of what Demand Stage is about and how you can level up your Google Sheets reporting. Once again, I'm Randy Daly. If you'd like to learn more about our product, please visit us at www.demandstage.com. Thanks a lot. Bye.